Hello everyone and welcome back to my US Diary official YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Grace Buckingham will have to face her discipline. Finn Finnegan will also have some disturbing news for Steffy Forrester, while Taylor Hayes has some pain in her future. We will see the fate of Grace's concession to Liam Spencer and Hope Logan. You can be sure Hope and Liam will be mealy over Grace's fake brain cancer fiddle and all the fears she's caused. It's true that Grace's reverse was over against the wall due to all the pitfalls she was facing, but she still pulled off some enough despicable deception. At some point, it seems likely Finn will call Steffy with updates on Grace's horrible falsehoods. Indeed, if the phone discussion happens off-screen, Steffy deserves to know Liam was no way really terminally ill. As for Bill Spencer, he'll surely unleash his fury once he discovers Grace tricked him with this $1 million plot. It looks like Katie Logan will also find out about Grace's conduct, so she should give Bill some support in the coming occurrences. Will Grace have her medical license stripped down over all this? Could Grace be headed to captivity, or will another fate await her in the coming occurrences? Daphne Rose will start stirring the pot again for Hope Logan and Carter Walton. Since Hope will be detracted by all this Grace chaos, that could give Daphne an occasion to reel Carter Walton in and perhaps indeed make another move on him. Following Brooke Logan's water spill in Italy, she'll recover from a brief sanitarium stay and head home without Nick Marone. Of course, Brooke should be stuck to Ridge Forrester like cement after his deliverance charge. As for Ridge, his consummation that Brooke is still his fortune will bring some desolation for Taylor. The preamble is on when it comes to Taylor's delicate blow, which will eventually mean the end of her engagement and a called-off marriage. Hope Logan and Liam Spencer's recollections will rush back while Ridge Forrester sees Brooke Logan's water spill. Nick Marone will continue to telephone up the love and try to move Brooke that she's better off without Ridge. Since Nick is getting ready for a marriage offer, he'll try to impress Brooke on this boat lift and set a romantic mood. Still, effects will go wrong for a couple reasons, starting with the fact that Nick just got his problematic boat back. Since that boat's been having issues, there's a good chance it isn't as repaired as Nick's been told. Safety wouldn't exactly be a precedence for Nick when he sees Ridge in the distance. Ridge will start calling out to Brooke from the jetties, so Nick will speed down and take some sharp turns in the process. This lift will take a disastrous turn when Brooke falls off the reverse of the boat and tumbles into the water with a huge splash. That'll shock Ridge and leave him in deliverance mode soon enough. Hope will tend to Liam at the Spencer manse, where recollections will rush back. Now that Liam and Hope both know he's going to live, it could stir up some old passions and eventually leave them with some what-ifs. Finn Finnegan will throw some allegations at Grace Buckingham. Once Finn shares all his reservations and the suggestions he's gathered, he'll back Grace into a corner. Grace was hoping she could get down with faking Liam's brain excrescence and the million bone phenomenon that Bill Spencer paid for. It'll snappily come egregious the ploy is over, since Finn wouldn't be willing to let this go. Grace will no doubt feel fear rising up as Finn pressures her for the whole verity. After Finn accuses Grace of running a fiddle, she'll blurt out a concession by midweek. Grace is on the verge of admitting some disturbing news, so Finn will get updates on her side of the story in the coming occurrences. Grace will have some explaining to do, but Finn isn't going to like her defenses. Grace Buckingham deleted Liam Spencer's medical history and made a pledge to her son, Paris Buckingham, over the phone. At the Spencer manse, Finn Finnegan checked on Liam and advised about the threat of possible surgery complications. Since Grace hadn't said anything to Liam about the physical remedy he'd need, Finn was suspicious. Finn's reservations grew indeed stronger when Bill Spencer admitted he'd paid $1 million for the procedure. There was also some talk about Grace's ex-husband, Reese Buckingham, who stole Beth Spencer because of his gambling debts. The bus were surely turning for Finn during this whole discussion. Grace got on the phone with the person who's been pulling the strings and advised them to no way bother her or her daughters again. Grace also lashed out at a nanny before apologizing due to the stress she's been under. Grace hit delete on Liam's medical history as she tried to cover her tracks. Grace promised there was nothing she wouldn't do for Paris and her family, Zoe Buckingham. It sounded like Grace demanded to hear Paris' voice since she was so rattled over the apparent trouble she'd been facing. Once Finn was back at work, he pulled up Liam's train on his laptop. Finn realized everything in Liam's medical records had been deleted after his brain bleed. Soon later, Finn headed to Grace's office, where he refocused out that he just came from checking on Liam. Finn mentioned the million bone price label on the surgery before asking Grace what was going on. Grace looked nervous as Finn claimed he wanted answers now. Ridge Forrester gave Brooke Logan a reason since he acted like a haul after she took the CEO position during the preemption. Brooke asked if that was all Ridge came to say before wondering what he really wanted to tell her. Nick Marone intruded moments laterally and led Brooke down for their boat adventure. Eric Forrester spoke to Donna Logan Forrester over the phone and gave her updates on Nick kissing Brooke as well as having an engagement ring. Donna pushed Eric to find Ridge incontinently and advise him. When Ridge came back to the room, Eric told him that time was running out and participated the news about Nick's imminent marriage offer. Ridge will fight to stop Nick, but the situation's going to come with some twists and turns thanks to a disastrous boat lift. Taylor Hayes' new man just might be the stylish vengeance. Is it time for Taylor to break free and let Brooke Logan have Ridge Forrester ever? Taylor has been trying to tell herself that Ridge wouldn't transgress and that he's completely committed to their engagement. Taylor's haggling with some precariousness deep down. That's accessible considering all the stories where Ridge has gone back to Brooke and broken Taylor's heart. Ridge is set to devastate Taylor with yet another Brooke reunion, but we can hold out stopgap that it'll be for the last time. At some point, it'd be nice if Taylor could have some tone respect and decide that enough is enough. Taylor should know by now that it's no way going to end well for her when she gets back together with Ridge. Will Taylor's coming crushing blow serve as a wake-up call? Will Taylor eventually realize Ridge isn't worth all this despair and that Brooke's always going to be the winner of their love triangle? Taylor is only subscribing up for further pain whenever she takes Ridge back, so perhaps she should break free of this horrible cycle. Brooke and Ridge fall piecemeal again nearly down the line. Taylor needs to stay strong and repel another doomed reunion. The stylish thing Taylor can do is move on with her life and maybe find a handsome new man who actually treats her right. Taylor needs someone who's devoted to her alone and who doesn't treat her like a backup option or an answer. There's surely a awful Joe out there nearly for Taylor, so we'll see if she can find him after all the Ridge heartbreak that's brewing. Taylor's stylish vengeance strategy might be to just enjoy life with a new man on her arm and ignore Ridge altogether unless their kitties are in extremity mode. Ridge needs to know that Taylor wouldn't be staying in the bodies presently, indeed when he acts impulsively over one of Brooke's numerous miscalculations and inescapably wants Taylor back down the road. Taylor's love life is about to suffer some delicate updates, but perhaps this Ridge split will mean good news for her in the long run.